you could be suspended for that. Creating racial divide and racial discourse over something that had nothing to do with race, where this league is and where it's headed, she just added fuel to the fire. And I think that's so irresponsible, dog. I do. I'm sorry, I do.
DiJonai. Rodney, I don't know if you caught this matchup over the weekend between the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever, in which DiJonai Carrington was ejected from this game after, a hard hit on Sophie Cunningham. But that's not the real story here. The story is that she literally went straight to the locker room and tweeted "white privilege" in all caps. Thoughts?
Yeah. In that moment, I don't understand why she felt there was white privilege being utilized in that moment. You had a hard foul above the shoulders on a vulnerable player. Of course you're going to get ejected from the game. That's not white privilege, fam. That's in the rule book, okay? You can't do that. You can't go around playing whack-a-mole with people's scalp and expect to be able to stay in a basketball game. No, go sit down. You were actually watching this game. Mm-hmm. Was there any tension? Was there anything that was building up before this foul?
I didn't think so. I felt like Chicago was playing a really good game, right? I felt like they were really close when they probably shouldn't have been, because we've talked about, how stacked this Indiana Fever team is. And so it was a really good game. I was like, dang, DiJonai, why did you have to do that? Because after that, it just it wasn't even a game anymore after she went out, because she was really the only person that was scoring for Chicago. With Sydney Taylor out, obviously Skylar Diggins, we don't know when she's coming back. So they were really depleted at that position. There was not a lot of tension, I didn't think. I mean, we don't know what happens behind the scenes, but. And, I was watching ESPN last night, and they were showing all the times that DiJonai does make this play. Yes. And she's successful at it. Right. And so I don't know if this was intentional or not, because she does do this, and usually she does it pretty well.
Usually is an aggressive word to use there. I think, all right, as somebody who used to do this as well, and I don't want to just throw myself in the pot, but I literally had a rule, if you go up for a layup or a dunk and I'm in close proximity, I don't mind if I foul the shit out of you. I'm going for the ball, but if I miss the ball and I clean your clock, I'm okay with the consequences, okay? And so I think more so than trying to intentionally foul her, I just feel like she didn't care whether or not she did foul her, because she was trying to make a play on the ball. And intent does matter in these moments. But that is the thing. It's either I'm going to block this or you go into the free throw line. It's one of the two outcomes.
Right.
So I respect.
She shouldn't have been shocked that it was upgraded and then she was ejected, essentially.
Yeah, there's no. I don't like when we turn everything into race. A lot of things are race. That is not.
Mm-hmm.
That's not. And there are people on the internet who are agreeing with her, who are probably making her feel validated by putting that on threads. And that's why the internet is such a dangerous place, because it can make some of our most vile and wrong thoughts seem like they're right, because there is an echo chamber of people who have a similar thought process who are just going to agree with what I'm saying. It was flat out wrong. And now you put a different kind of spotlight and a different kind of mark on the league, and you're, a notable player. It's just bad business. It was very irresponsible.
Yeah. And I do feel like this goes back to the conversation that's being had about officiating, right? And maybe things not being called consistently across the board, right? Because people were showing a clip where Caitlin Clark had a similar play, but she was not ejected from the game, right? And we have talked about it. The players have talked about it. I don't know if it's a white privilege thing, right? Because we've seen players get ejected for hitting Angel Reese, right? We just saw that a couple of weeks ago. So I don't think it's that, but I do think maybe it comes down to officiating and what is going to be called across the board.
Sure, but do we not want to set a precedent that when a player is clobbered, You know, from behind.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's not.
No, you should be. Yeah, it should be known that you are going to get thrown out.
Again, the foul, whatever. Like, I'm more so worried about her drawing this line in the league that, if something were to happen to a white player or a black player, like, the call or the situation is dictated by the outcome of said player's race. That's what I want to focus on way more than the foul. If she would have never went to Threads and said white privilege, this really wouldn't be a story. We know that in the WNBA, it is a very physical league, even more so than the men's league at times. People do take hard fouls. It's normal. It's a normal day at the office in the W. But then to go into the locker room and be that irrational that you would, like, to me, that's something that you could be suspended for that. Like, creating racial divide and racial discourse over something that had nothing to do with race. Where this league is and where it's headed, she just added fuel to the fire. And I think that's so irresponsible, dog. I do. I'm sorry. I do.
You know, it's really funny. I saw this girl on TikTok talking about this, and she's like, I want to talk about basketball. She's like, with the W, we have not talked about basketball. We are talking about everything but.
It's tiresome. But it is, on one hand, it is good for the league.
Oh my God.
It is. Like, people talking about the W is good for the W. Unfortunately, like, every conversation, whether it's the trans athlete conversation, which out of nowhere has turned into a legitimate.
And I said, Rodney, I said it.
It is. It's illegitimate, but it's. You know what? I just saw this thing online real quick. We go, DiJonai, stop doing that dumb. That was dumb. While we got like a minute left, let me just talk about all the things that are so much more relevant than trans athletes. Okay. There are more active Ku Klux Klan chapters than trans athletes in America. There are more states where child marriage is legal than trans athletes in America. There have already been more school shootings in 2026 than trans athletes in America. And there are more anti-government extremist groups in almost every single state than trans athletes in America. I want to credit the brother who said that. Shout out to Zach Lambert. This is not that real. But we've made it real because idiots like Inez Cantor and dumbass, what's the boy name who's scared to fly? Couldn't even. Oh my God, he's a moron. He's been a moron for some years. But dummy, Jason, man, I don't even care to say the brother's name. Whatever. I
can't think what his name is.
Just
deciding
Royce White
that they are going to declare for. Oh yes, Royce White. Yes.
Declaring themselves as trans athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Shut your dumb ass up, bro. Shut up.
I feel like they're going to really try to push it as far as they can to prove a point, I guess. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens moving forward. I know that the league does not want to have actual, what am I trying to say? They don't want to have like this in the bylaws.
I don't know why.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if you have that type of wording in your bylaws, now you're going to create another firestorm, because you do have players and you do have coaches that are so pro-trans athlete. It's gonna seem as though you're anti-trans. That's what I'm like. It's so like nuanced. Like I don't know how you can like find.
It's not nuanced. It's not nuanced.
It is because you're either way.
You can't play in this league. No.
Okay, what if they're not there? What if they aren't there anymore? I don't know, Rodney. See, that's what I'm saying.
No, if you ever had D and B,
okay, if
you cannot P. If you had or have D and Bs, you can't play
so with me. So you don't think that the Minnesota coach is then going to come out and say that the league is anti-trans?
I don't care. Let me be very frank. I don't care. Like, it's just something that is not a thing that's happening. We too open-minded. We've gotten to a place in society where we are trying to be too inclusionary of everybody. Everybody can't come. Talk to your pastor. Everybody can't come. Everybody not going to heaven. God not discriminating. But he say everybody can't go to heaven. So if everybody ain't allowed in heaven, everybody ain't allowed in the WNBA. Okay?
Yes.
We're not going to make heaven harder to get into than the W. Like, come on now. What are we doing? I don't know.
That is a good point, though, right?
Incensed.
I think us trying to be so inclusive, like, it is causing. It's causing this gray.
Driving me to say weird.
Listen, it sounded good. It could be a word. I don't know.
I don't know.
But we have created such a large gray area to try to not hurt anyone's feelings.
Your feelings, okay?
Well, I think to kind of round it back to what we were initially talking about, that is the reason why DiJonai is not going to get suspended for saying black or white privilege, because the league does not want to hurt the feelings of the black athlete.
Black players. You can't, you definitely can't do that.
You can't do it. So
she should be fined, though. There should be a fine involved. You gotta fine her.
I would be surprised, Rodney, unless they try to throw in a fine for the hard foul and just, I would be very shocked if they even fined her for that.
No fine? You can't do. I'm all right. Yo,
I'm
salute, man.
I don't know.
Shout out to all the protected classes in society. You know, you can just get away with saying and doing anything that they want to. I think that's.
Don't say that. Don't say that, because Sandy Brandello got suspended for a game.
Which
is very interesting, though, that she did get suspended for that. Well, actually, you know what? DiJonai might. I don't know. See, this is I don't know. If Sandy Brandello got suspended for saying protected species to Angel Reese, is that not the same as, well, maybe not as harsh. It's not as harsh as saying white privilege.
I'm just going to say it. When black people do the inverse, the reverse, it's not held to the same degree of offense. It's just not.
I agree. No, you're right. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that there's going to be any punishment. So,
but she should be fine. You can't be promoting racial divide, and that's just not cool. Anyway, y'all let us know your thoughts on DiJonai Carrington, man. What do you think the penalty should be for not just the flagrant foul, but also for tweeting out white privilege in the aftermath in the locker room? Yeah. Y'all let us know your thoughts, man.